Hello everyone. Couple of weeks back when we all come together for the first group meeting for developing a social marketing plan for the issue e-waste, we all asked ourselves what really happened to our all mobile phones. Honestly, none of us ever participated in any type of e-waste recycling program. We asked that question to more people but still answer was pretty much similar. So we decided to dig deeper on this topic. We are a group of 5 students from Faculty of Business UOW Australia. My name is Sanit and other group members are Binesh, Haindavi and Diljit. Let's begin.
Introduction. The use of gadgets, smartphones, and PCs has increased rapidly in recent years, and because of this, the disposal of the electronics is also increasing proportionally. This is because of the latest emerging technologies with unique features and even with relatively cheaper prices of the new devices. The consumers are showing curiosity for the latest products and are merely disposing electronics that are outdated in the current trend, even they are in good and in working condition. The people are not aware of the increasing e-waste globally. The recycling of the e-waste with all the proper conditions in e-waste recycling industries is very expensive process. So the developed countries are dumping the e-waste into other Asian countries like India and China because of the cheap labor cost. Majority of the e-waste is exported illegally to countries in the name of used and cheap goods. Because of the heavy metals that are present in the electronics like lead, cadmium and mercury, it severely affects the environment as well as the humans because the biochemicals that are present in these electronics may even get into the human tissues when they are inhaled by the people. These are all the major problems that are posing threat to the global world, and on the other side, because of the massive use of the electronic gadgets, this can be eradicated for certain extent if the countries recycle their e-waste in their countries in the recycling industries rather than disposing them into the open areas. In our plan, we are going to create awareness among the people regarding the global issues of the e-waste, and we are proposing the e-waste bins for the e-waste collection from the households. After collection, people will be given the green slips as a proof that they have disposed the e-waste into the right e-waste bins. The waste collected from those bins will be recycled and in proper conditions, that too within the country rather than dumping into the other countries. This will reduce. Waste is generally the electronic waste like the unused and the discarded electronics. This includes all the electronic devices like PCs, mobiles, televisions, and home appliances. All these electronics consist of many harmful and heavy metals such as lead, mercury, cadmium, polyvinyl chlorides. All these metals pose a major threat to the environment as well as for the humans. The e-waste is the fastest growing waste around the world. This is because of the invention and production of new models and products every day. The major thing is a low price on most of the electronics that are cheap and with the less lifespan. Because of the cheap price, people are showing interest in buying the new devices. This is the main issue for the fast growing e-waste. From a developed country like US, approximately 130,000 of PCs and 100 million mobiles are disposed every year. All this e-waste is not being recycled in their own country. It's been exported to the Asian countries as a recycling cost will be less. The e-waste should be recycled in a proper recycling industry with all the precautionary methods. So these developed countries are dumping all the e-waste into countries like India and China where the labor cost is low. In such countries, there will not be any safety measures to the people who are working, and they are getting diseases like brain damages, kidney disease, and cancers. The emissions that comes out after burning all the discarded equipment in open area release many cancer-causing chemicals and hazardous neurotoxins into the air, which will contaminate the environment. The cathode ray tubes from the electronic waste are very hard to break. These cathode ray tubes contain lead, which is hazardous when inhaled. It blocks the blood system and mostly all parts in the body. Hence, the electronic waste should be recycled by the humans with only the proper recycling conditions. These upcoming technologies and new mobiles with new features are fascinating people to buy new mobiles and televisions. This is because the people are not aware of all these e-waste issues. And in order to avoid this kind of risk, the devices people are buying the electronics very often, they should reduce this. They're not aware of all the consequences that are presently happening around globally and about the hazardous effects that will be increasing in the future. They're not focusing on the benefit of the society at large as they do not have any problems individually. This behavior should be changed among the people to solve these e-waste issues. Thus, the behavioral change and the system change are very essential for reducing the e-waste and its consequences.
Now, coming to interventions, we are going to look into e-waste recycling done by companies or other organizations around the world. We can start with Apple's case, as Apple is one of the most recognized and prevalent brands in the world. They have a recycling program to recycle their products at free of cost, which will give their customers a guarantee that the used gadgets get recycled more safely and affordably. The customers will have the option for recycling their iPhones or iPads either through Apple stores or via online, which makes reachability easier, and Apple can in turn rebuild those products for resale or recycle all materials that can be recycled. By doing this e-waste recycling program, Apple set an example for all other electronic companies to follow and contribute to the environmental cause. Next, we can look at an Australian organization called 1800 e-waste, who has been committed to the cause of the environment by doing e-waste recycling successfully in Australia over the past several years. They collected thousands of e-waste like scrap PCs, mobile phones and other electronic devices across Australia each week. What they are doing is that initially their sales team will take collection order from households or other parties who are ready to sell the e-waste. They will send a driver within 2 hours from placing the order to collect the e-waste after fixing the price of collection. They also keep in touch with the customer from time to time until they collect it from the seller directly. After collection, they will take it to their private recycling facility to be recycled. Apple and the 1800 e-waste are only two examples of companies or agencies seriously turning into recycling e-waste and thereby setting a standard for other companies around the world to follow. They have shown that they can make a considerable contribution for the cause of the environment. Next, we are going to look into segmentation and targeting. Market segmentation is dividing the market into small and manageable segments. Many people may be unaware of the issue of e-waste, and some people may be aware about the issue but doesn't tend to bother about it due to their own personal reasons. But there are people who know about the problem and feel the need to do something about it but could not. A social marketer needs to target such people in order to bring about the much needed change in behavior, even though their numbers are less. So in this scenario, we are segmenting the market to bring about maximum result possible. In demographic segmentation, age is a deciding factor in selection of segments, and in our case, people in the age group of 18 to 35 years uses the maximum gadgets, especially mobile phones and personal computers. We can segment the market according to different stage criteria like pre-contemplation stage, contemplation stage, preparation stage, action stage, and maintenance. Next, in order to select the apt target group, we need to evaluate the segment based on certain criteria like segment size, problem incidence, problem severity, defenselessness, reachability, responsiveness, incremental cost, to market mix and organizational capabilities. As per the evaluation of segments, we concluded that the target audience, that is new buyers and households. The reasons we have selected new buyers as one of the target audience is because of problem incidence, size, reachability and problem severity. New buyers take the decision to buy a new gadget when the gadget they were using becomes non-functional, or they probably want a new gadget with updated features. The size of this segment is also enormous, especially with innovation taking place in technology. The electronic industry with all the competitors will be introducing new gadgets every now and then with added features, and people, especially young people, will be tempted to buy a handset or a PC with improved technology. Reachability becomes much easier in this segment because most of them are using modern gadgets, which itself is the best way for reaching to that segment. The next targeted segment is households, and the main reason for selecting this segment is the size. We use so many electronic devices in our home like TV, air conditioners, refrigerators, oven, iron machine, etc. Another reason for selecting household is because of problem incidents, as most of them might be having unusable electronic items to be disposed. Households are easily reachable because communication can be done through TV or radio programs, etc., in order to make them more aware about the issue of recycling e-waste. Next, we will move on to our positioning strategy. Positioning is the act of designing the organization's actual and perceived offering in such a way that it lands on and occupies a distinctive place in the mind of the target market. It is a behavior focused positioning strategy. To implement this strategy, we plan to pick up all the e-waste directly from household so that they will be freed from dumping e-waste by themselves that might lead to harm for the environment. The government can communicate with the people through radio and television or other medias by informing them that they plan to pick up all the e-waste from all the household in a day every month, and the government can give receipts for those households that are giving e-waste, and they can introduce a green card instead of receipt so that they can avail some discounts after showing the green card for buying recycled products in future. The government can also relax taxes for those companies that are ready to recycle e-waste. An e-waste recycling week or a day can be officially declared to bring awareness to the people. These small but effective steps will help to eliminate considerable amount of e-waste from polluting our environment. But overall, these steps will bring about a desired change in the minds of the people and make sure the target audience knows the specifics of the desired behavior are the key to successful outcomes as illustrated by the message. We are planning to change the system by using upstream, downstream, and midstream activities.
Theories in practice. In our plan, we have considered the individual and interpersonal theories as well as the system theories. According to the instrumental and classical conditioning theory, with the use of social marketing tactics like giving rewards or imposing fines on the people for their actions, there will be behavioral change in them. So, fines must be imposed on the people who does not dispose the e-waste into the bins that are allocated for the e-waste, so that people will change in the behavior, influence the behavior and attitude, like creating awareness regarding the e-waste issue and the harms. This point can be related with the cognitive consistency and the dissonance theory. According to heuristics and consumer information processing model, the fear of loss, like by generating the fear of loss for better results, can be seen than motivation of the gain. So in our plan, we need to create awareness among the people regarding the e-waste health, and by conducting campaigns, we should let people know about the fear of loss for the humans as well as for the environment. Those people who dispose the waste will be given like some kind of tax exemption on the purchase of new products, and this can be linked with the theory of the planned behavior. And when it comes to the social influence theory, the message giver is more important as than which is equally important with that of the message that is given, like the social pressure need to be created among the communities of the people rather than among the individuals. So when come to the systems thinking is like a big picture approach in which the marketer observe the problem in bird's eye view. According to the basic definition of system theory, it is the study and gaining of understanding of how systems behave and interact and influence one another. It can also be applied to solving problems by considering problems such as constituent parts of overall systems. The problem we are dealing with is really complex in nature. So we believe system thinking approach will be very effective for the same system thinking approach, and it can also be called as the upstream activity. For this topic, we try to figure out the multiple forces that influence the behavior. For e-waste issue, we need policy level changes for increasing awareness and accessibility towards the solutions. Thus, we hope system thinking theory will be a good reference to tackle this e-waste issue.
The survey was conducted with 30 randomly selected people from different public places. The average age of the participants of the survey was 30. The main aim of the survey was to find out how much public is aware about e-waste and its recycling process. The first question asked in the survey was, is e-waste recyclable? For this question, 82% of the people answered that e-waste can be recycled, and the rest 18% of the people disagreed with it. By looking at the pie chart number 1, the survey picture will be more clear. The next question was about, where is your last used e-gadget? For this, 55% of the people answered that it is still at their homes. 27% of the people sold out their old used gadget. 11% of the people chucked it in the bin, and the rest, only 5% of the people, recycled. This clearly shows that the people are aware about e-waste, but they are not aware about its recycling and its process. The next question asked was, why do you keep your gadgets home? 20% of the people selected because of the future value. Another 35% of the people selected because of the privacy theft, and the rest 45% of the people selected they don't know what to do. The last question in the survey was, what do you think about e-waste? For this, 20% of the people selected it is not a big issue for now, and followed by 50% of the people selected they don't know what to do and they know they are doing it wrong because they are not recycling it. Another 20% of the people selected the option they have started the steps for recycling, and the rest, only 10% of the people choose I am green. This survey report clearly shows that people are aware about e-waste, but only a small percentage of the people know about their recycling and the procedures to recycle their old used e-gadgets.
This is a really dangerous situation. Problem is really high and the awareness is really low. People are familiar with the word e-waste because they sometimes read about that, watch video about that, but still people don't know what to do. We are all dreaming about a greener world, less pollution, less disease, more equality. So we named this project the Operation Green Dream. Our market research laid a good foundation for this project, Operation Green Dream. Based on our study, we decided to chase three objectives. First, increase the awareness of public regarding handling and management of e-waste. Second, increase the accessibility of e-waste management mechanism. Third, suggest a government lubricated and linked business model to address the issue. Operation Green Dream is a multi-level project. Recommendations are structured in three levels such as upstream, midstream and downstream. Upstream. Our first suggestion is introducing a green minus tax. Green minus tax is a tax deduction system for all businesses who participating in the recycling process of e-waste. Tax cut ban can be determined based on the level of involvement of the business. Direct beneficiaries of this policy change are manufacturers or resellers who selling recycled products, manufacturers resellers shops and e-com business who maintaining system for collection of e-waste, manufacturers resellers shop and e-com business who advertising to encourage e-waste collection system, e-waste recyclers, e-waste resellers and manufacturers or producers who consuming the e-waste recycled products such as plastic, copper, iron, gold, etc. Proposed result of green taxes are price of recycled products will drop down, that will increase the demand, more e-waste related business model and encouraging innovations, increase of awareness of towards the problem, more accessibility for the solutions, more advertisement on the subject recycling. Our second proposal is a government lubricated business model. Let's look at the diagram. Individual or household recycling business, manufacturers, shops are shown in the bubbles. All the interactions between the bubbles are titled in the diagram. According to NSW in Environmental Protection Authority Guide for Recycling, government already taken steps to lubricate the model by arranging free transportation and pickup support. We should utilize this opportunity at the fullest. Government should pilot the model and provide policy level support for more recycling related business and innovation. Third one is huge campaign and fine for dumping e-waste on other bins. According to theory of instrumental and classical conditioning by Pavlov and Skinner, incentive and punishments have great impact on behavioral change. By imposing this fine, people will get more awareness on handling waste of e-waste. That is a huge step towards the green dream. Midstream. From segment evaluation process, we decided to target new electronic buyers for increasing the efficiency of the project. Our logical assumption behind this proposal is new buyers are the latest source of e-waste. Thus, we are proposing an in-store pickup campaign. For the better understanding, we designed a sample poster here. Give life to your all loved e-gadgets. Along with this kind of posters, more in-store promotion should be introduced. Downstream. Don't be a criminal campaign. This campaign is designed in order to increase the awareness of the subject. Through the posters on social media and print media, we will accuse every reader for the global effect of e-waste. Knowingly or unknowingly, everyone who unaware of the past e-waste, one way or other way contributing to this world problem. Photo for this design taken from my YouTube video E-Waste Hell. That video showing the real life story of people who living in Ghana where e-waste from many developed countries, especially from Australia, is dumping. So, are we a criminal for this offense? Yes, we are. If we don't do it in a proper way, we are all criminals. Branding a day like last Thursday of every month or personal level campaign to every household using SMS, radio, newspaper, etc. is very important for root level impact. A sample message from the government to a household is shown in this image. Increase the awareness of the problem and it will encourage the part, and we are introducing green sleep for household. This idea is based on a theory of recent action or theory of planned behavior. Each occasion of e-waste pickup will deliver them a green slip. Government should position this green slip in such a way that it is important slip for household to prove they are managing waste properly. As an example, if I want to give my house for rent, I should have a good history of waste management. Thus, making green slip necessary for such occasion will trigger the behavioral change of larger community. This slip will bring measurability for both household and for government. Government can use this data to track down the areas in which focused campaign should carried out. This data will helpful for evaluating the ROI of the campaign. We all know that this is a symbol for recycling. I want to tell you that this symbol is relevant to every marketing activity. Social marketing is a dynamic process. We should measure the impact of our project frequently and we need to upgrade our strategies based on the evaluation. Basically, this marketing cycle is relevant for the Operation Green Dream also. We need to watch the behavioral reaction closely using big data and other technological tools. Thank you everyone for this wonderful opportunity. I also believe in power of marketing to change the world. Hope we can all do our best for that. Have a beautiful days ahead.